In this video, we're going to talk about why Ethereum is a great long-term hold in your cryptocurrency portfolio. I'm not a trader, I'm buy and hold. My goal is to pick the next Google, the next Amazon, buy it early and hold it. When a market is going straight up like this cryptocurrency market, you don't want to trade. I have one coin twice. There have been 100% up days. You don't want to miss those days. You'll miss them if you're trading. Um, and yeah, Ethereum, no, is a great long-term hold. We're going to go through why. First reason, one thing I always look at with any investment in any space is who's the founder, who's the, in this case, in the software, who's the lead developer, who's running the business. I like to look for rock stars. Like someone like Elon Musk, whether he makes a car or a rocket ship or some other company, makes money. Steve Jobs, whether he made a phone or a movie or a computer, it was amazing. There's people out there who are just winners. I like to invest in winners. Vitalik Buterin, this kid, I think he's only 22, created Ethereum when he was 19. He's clearly a genius. I just want to play this quick. This is a recent video. There's a lot of other coins coming out there, a lot of other options trying to sort of be the next Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin, who's got an amazing team of developers scaling Ethereum. Here's what he has to say about Ethereum 2.0.
Look like in the future, right? So, first of all, what do we mean by Ethereum 2.0? What is Ethereum 2.0 going to be? And I think the answer is pretty obvious. Ethereum 2.0.
So just for those of you who are new to crypto might not understand the joke, EOS is one of the new, they're sort of branding themselves as the Ethereum killer. And I just think this is funny because it shows Vitalik Buterin's confidence that he shows that slide in his presentation and laughs hysterically at the idea that EOS would be an Ethereum killer. But he goes on a little bit more.
Look, the Ethereum killer is Ethereum. The Ethereum of China is Ethereum. The Ethereum of Taiwan is Ethereum. 2.0. So,
and this is one of the things that you see is Ethereum was the first smart contract blockchain. I don't want to get too into details of all that. If you want to, I want to understand, how Ethereum works and what smart contracts are. That's for another video. But they created this platform, and then there have been a lot of other projects launching, trying to do it better than Ethereum. And one thing to keep in mind is people say, hey, well, Ethereum does this, and so we're going to do it this way, which is better. Keep in mind, Ethereum is not sitting still. It's not like Bitcoin, this thing that just goes on with no leadership. They are upgrading. They are scaling very rapidly. So Vitalik just laid out their roadmap for scaling, like 100 times faster per year growth is one of the metrics I've seen on this. So a lot of these other platforms say, oh, we're the next Ethereum because we do this. And Vitalik saying, hey, we have a roadmap. We're upgrading all these things. The next Ethereum is Ethereum 2.0. It's not some other platform. So, there's a ton of videos on Vitalik. He travels around, very open, discussing what's going on, learning from others. He's an amazing leader and a great one reason to have faith in the Ethereum platform. Now, so what is Ethereum? Ethereum is a platform for building. Ultimately, the success of Ethereum is going to be how many companies are able to build successful businesses on top of the Ethereum platform. That is what we are measuring in the long run. Now Ethereum created this. It makes it really easy to do an ICO, to issue tokens. That was sort of the first killer app. But in the long run, creating tokens is already becoming a commodity. Tons of platforms can do it. It's kind of boring. The next stage is, will we see successful companies? So this is a list of all the dApps, decentralized autonomous, no, sorry, decentralized apps, decentralized applications. Anyways, again, I'm not going to get into too much of the details of how all this works. That's a different video, but you can just see how many companies have projects on the Ethereum platform. And, then there's another 50 here. And the success of Ethereum is going to be based on the success of these companies. Right now, this shows 730 on here, and some of these are big projects. Uport Consensus is an identity system they've been working on for years. There's Storage. I don't see that here, which is a system for storing computer data. And just I got some of the things I want to mention. So a way to look at it is this. A lot of times when you start looking at the cryptocurrency market, okay, geez, which coin do I buy, right? A lot of the good ones are being built on Ethereum. So you can say, well, I think there's one I recently noticed is up in the top charts here. Where is it? This Event Coin. It's a system, so I was looking at this. Here's Event Coin. Hello, crypto compare is moving slowly. So I'm looking at it. It's an Ethereum-based platform for giving away tickets. So the bottom line, I look at this. It looks interesting. This ticketing system, and it's built on Ethereum. So I can try to predict whether Eventcoin will be successful. A safer bet is to say, well, if it's successful, that's good for Ethereum. And there's so many of these. OMG, Omise Go is one to research. Looks like an amazing team building a payment processing platform. They're already working with McDonald's. It's over in Asia. It's all built on Ethereum. Consensus this is another great company to research. Consensus with a Y here. Run by there's a guy, Joseph Lubin, who's another person you want to listen to a bunch of his videos if you want to understand what's going on. They have all of these projects they're building, like big infrastructure type of projects, and they're all being built on Ethereum. So rather than bet on all these individual projects, I think it's a good easier bet to just invest in Ethereum. It's kind of like having a mutual fund for cryptocurrency by owning Ethereum, because if these companies are successful, that's a proof of concept for Ethereum, and Ethereum will go up. And keep in mind, valuation wise, historically, think of what's more valuable, Google or a company that makes most of its money advertising on Google, Facebook or companies that do that. What else is a platform? Sorry, I don't have on top of my head, but in general, I believe that platforms gain more value than individual companies that operate on top of a platform. So, you're sort of investing in the base layer. So, let's see, what else do I have? And also on that point, individual coins can kind of become a commodity. Let me go back to this. One thing that's interesting about Ethereum is, so there's a term that was actually coined by Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, before Ethereum. For Bitcoin, there was a term called a Bitcoin maximalist, which said, well, Bitcoin's huge. If any other new coin comes out and starts growing for some reason, it's great, well, then Bitcoin could just adopt that technology and sort of maintain its lead. And that never happened with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin can't adapt to any technology. They're not able to upgrade and grow. But Ethereum is able to. And so I realized, what? I'm an Ethereum maximalist. And that's exactly what happens. So for example, looking here, one of the leading, what do you call it? Privacy coins is Zcash. Now, I would argue Zcash was the best technology for a privacy coin. Well, turns out the Zcash team worked directly with Ethereum, and they've incorporated that technology into Ethereum. So if you love, um, the privacy story and that technology, and so you're looking for a privacy coin, well, now that technology is in Ethereum. It's new, it just launched, it's a little expensive. I'm not saying it's totally ready for prime time, but in the long run, that privacy feature that you get in some of these individual coins will become a commodity. The idea of a store of value itself sort of becomes a commodity. Just being a coin, I think, gets commoditized. That's why I like platforms. Okay. Now, looking at some of the statistics on Ethereum, this bit info chart, looking at transaction growth. I mean, let's just look at in the past year. Okay, this is around 50,000 transactions a day, and now we are up to 600,000 transactions a day. Greater than 1,000% growth in transactions, and it looks like it's still running here. I did some analysis on different coins and their growth rate, and some it's hard to get data on, but Ethereum regarding transactions seems to be the fastest growing. And I also love to see when they do upgrades. Here's block time, which sort of represents the speed at which transactions can be confirmed. Here they did their latest upgrade hard fork, and you see a dramatic improvement. And it's just so clear. A lot of other coins, they do a fork. I mean, especially Bitcoin does a fork, upgrade, and nothing happens, right? And so that's the block time, and then average transaction fee. Also, I think, well, as we got bound here, the transaction fee sort of went down, sort of ticking back up, but you do see improvements, the metrics here. And when we compare, so let's go back to transactions. Here's their transactions. What's another coin? Well, people talk about Litecoin. Oh, I like Litecoin. Well, let's look at the difference here. And okay, Litecoin's growing, but now and Litecoin's one of the bigger ones, up to 40,000 transactions a day, and that's much bigger. Like another one, Dash, an old fork of Bitcoin. Cool. Another one. I'm not going to get into that coin. Dash, I like the story. I like the business model. It's cool. Maybe I think they might be successful. The price has been going up. But let's look at the transaction volume. Look at that. I mean, it's not even close. So a lot of these projects, other sites out there just are far behind Ethereum. And similarly, so I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/DaveLevine.com. That's Dave Levine, DOTCOM, all one word is how you would get to the channel. And I made a lot of videos talking about, there's so many, I started with the Ethereum killer. And if you're interested in sort of looking at all the different competition sites out there, I've got a lot of videos. I'm going to change around this organization. But this one here, there's Quantum, Lisk, Neo. These are all projects that are sort of like, say they're going to beat Ethereum, and I talk about why I just don't see it happening. IOTA is another one I have here with problems and arrogance. I'm an Ethereum maximalist. I like Ethereum, and just, listen, you're coming in new. It's one of the oldest. A lot of the other projects that they say, so EOS is one people talk about. It's awesome. The price has been shooting up. Hasn't launched yet. It's supposed to launch in June, and it's not like Ethereum, the thing about Bitcoin is the transactions aren't growing. So if you come out and you're getting tons of transactions, you can actually pass Bitcoin. Ethereum is growing faster than anybody. So even if EOS comes out and it's new and it's good, to beat Ethereum, it's going to have to grow faster than Ethereum, which at this point is faster than 1,000%. So how can they catch Ethereum at this point? I don't see it, and it hasn't launched. So be careful, of saying someone's going to beat it. And a lot of times in EOS will say, we're much faster than Ethereum. Well, you haven't launched yet. It's easy to be fast in testnet, and also, another point I want to talk about is something called proof of stake. Boy, how can I talk about this without getting in the weeds here? Again, the way the system works is, you have a consensus algorithm to maintain the distributed ledgers. If you want to study how the blockchain system is it works, you're going to want to understand what consensus algorithm is, what that means at some point. Keep reading about it. Eventually, you'll understand. And what a distributed ledger is. And the Bitcoin started, the original process was mining, which is proof computers solve puzzles, and that process is what is able to maintain the security of the network. Well, people later figured out, instead of proof of work and computers using tons of energy to solve useless puzzles, they came up with a system called proof of stake, which all you have to do is put your tokens up as a stake, and that sort of gives you that creates the incentive to not cheat the system. So to make a long story short, proof of stake is just such a better way of maintaining the network than proof of work mining. And Ethereum is moving to proof of stake within, who knows, in a year or so. Ethereum is going to get rid of mining, or at least most of mining. And that's huge for mining. Just as a side note, I wouldn't invest in mining right now because probably 50% of the mining work could disappear when Ethereum moves to proof of stake. But back to my point about EOS is like, hey, we're going to be awesome because we are use proof of stake. Well, by the time they launch, Ethereum may be proof of stake as well. So you got to keep in mind, I'm an Ethereum maximalist. I believe anything good that any of the other platforms come out with will be adopted by Ethereum. So, that's my theory on that. Now, and a little bit more on proof of stake. Another great person to watch if you're trying to understand what's going on here. This Vlad Zamfir. So this is a new video just came out. This Beyond Blockchain Taipei 2017. And here, this is the latest. Now, I don't know when you're watching my video. These guys are out making videos, traveling around the world, giving speeches, updating. So, I don't know, maybe this won't be the latest video by the time you see it, but this will be pretty relevant for a while. Anyways, this is Vlad Zamfir.
These things with a lot of legitimacy. Because if you have an opinion about these things, then you can kind of get involved and participate at a certain.
So I just picked a random spot in his speech, but he talks about that he is in charge of the new proof of stake upgrade that's coming, and this Vlad Zamfir is a great person to listen to. One of the geniuses behind Ethereum. So what else did I want to talk about? The price. What's the price of Ethereum? Here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, today. Here's a typical day, up 8%, and there's days it's down 10%. It's crazy. But look at market cap. That's the thing to keep your eye on. It's at about 50 billion. The bottom line is that cryptocurrency total market cap of all cryptocurrencies will be in the trillions. As of today here, end of 2017, it's, approaching 300 billion. So overall, it's going up. The question is, can you pick one of the winners? Okay, so I believe that Ethereum will be one of the winners, will be one of the ones to capture a percentage of those trillions. So in that respect, 58 billion is inexpensive. But I don't know, the price could be flat or down for a year and then go through the roof, and I would still be right in the long run, right? So just, I guess I'll have to talk about that in my other video, dollar cost averaging in. But the market cap here is, we are in early innings, but don't pile all in on one, at some rally, because you may miss out being able to buy in at lower prices. And my advice on Ethereum, don't trade it, buy and hold. I'm going to talk in other videos about how to buy it and where to store it. So we'll talk about that in other videos. Now, again, if you like my crypto info here, let Ty's team know that you want more crypto info from Dave. From the latest on me, I show that YouTube channel, youtube.com/davelevine.com. That's Dave Levine, DOTCOM, spelled out for YouTube channel. And anywhere on social. I don't really do anything else on social other than YouTube right now, but if I ever do, you'll find me at Dave Levine, DOTCOM. And I think that's all I want to say for now. So start accumulating a little Ethereum. You'll thank me in a few years.